So, I've been doing this for about 5 years, and I've never done a month-long Kids Are Smarter Than This. I think it's time to change that. My first Kids Are Smarter Than This month where I covered 5 Disney sitcom episodes, so I figure for this March, 3 years later, we have another marathon. This review of That's So Raven episode's Unhappy Medium is easily my least favorite of the 5. It's always hard to talk about episodes where the main problem is annoyance. Sometimes I can do it, but here I think I could have handled it better. I filmed all these reviews at once, and I can't remember if it was before or after the car-related bullshit started. I mean, I was dealing with stuff since the beginning, but I mean the pothole issues. Anyway, Unhappy Medium. Yeah, this episode is just annoying. I mean, there are a few funny jokes, but it's mostly just obnoxious and loud, filled with a lot of over-the-top acting. That's So Raven really went overboard with that in its last season, even though I liked it overall. But I think for this review, we'll be going back to season 1 for the episode Psycics Wanted, another episode where Raven tries to use her psychic powers for personal gain. Let's jump in. It starts with Raven wanting some water from the vending machine, but she has no money.
Hey, the fountain's for free.
I didn't know this show took place in Flint, Michigan. They hear some music and then Raven has a vision about a boy giving her flowers, and when she comes out of it, realizes that the music was coming from the boy, in her vision, playing saxophone. This Kenny G wannabe is named Jonathan Krasowski. I'm not kidding, that's his name.
Anyways, he's totally into jazz.
Oh, and I am totally into him.
Raven, do you really want to get with this guy? Let's say you get married. Your name will be Raven Kwizowski. The next day, she makes her parents breakfast in order to...
They get a gourmet breakfast, and all they have to do is sit through a short presentation about raising my allowance.
Hey bitch, at least you get an allowance. Watch this.
Since when are you into jazz?
Like forever, daddy-o, and all I need is the green to make the scene.
Well, I dig what you're saying, but I'm not paying.
See, so much funnier when the actors aren't mugging. She wants money for a jazz concert to impress John, who has been given the nickname Quiz. She decides to get a part-time job, and they have to look in the newspapers. God, 2003 was so long ago. Hell, when I was looking for jobs in 2009, just 6 years later, I did everything online.
Yo, check this one out. It's perfect. Psychics Wanted.
He said it! He said it!
She goes for a job for a show called Psychic Sidekicks, headed by this Miss Cleo knockoff.
Yes, my man will be gone for 5 to 10 years.
He's in jail, isn't it, child?
How did you know that?
If Madame Cassandra can't see it, it's not happening.
Wait a minute. That's Niecy Nash, the host of Clean House. You guys remember that show? My family and I used to watch it all the time because it made us feel better about how dirty our house was. She gets the job, but it turns out she didn't need to be psychic because they'll hire anyone.
I don't know. I mean, something doesn't feel right.
Well, if you don't want $15 an hour.
15 an hour.
15 bucks an hour? I was literally making that much last year, in the year 2020, and this fucking teenager gets 15 bucks in 2003, which would be almost $21 today. Fuck capitalism. Raven tries to talk to Quiz to invite him to a jazz concert, but he's too distracted playing the sax. And now he'll never give you the time of day.
Now you can use your psychic powers to make the world a better place. Ray, you're kind of bringing down the hunk.
See, she's not an idiot in season 1, so where did this come from? Eddie and Chelsea also end up working for the psychic hotline. How this job, which seems easy to get and pays 15 bucks an hour, has that many openings, I will never know. But at least it leads to some good jokes.
I see love in your future, definitely. A nice younger man. You're 94?
Goddamn cougars tying up the line. The main psychic, named Madame Cassandra, asks for a raise, which, I mean, if these guys make 15, you must be making at least 20, right? When he declines, she quits, and now he needs a new psychic. And guess who he picks? That's right, this guy. No, it's Raven. Somehow this feels racist. I don't even know how. It just feels racist. Of course, the first person to call her is Quiz.
Oh, that's convenient.
Who wants to know about a scholarship to jazz camp? There really is a camp for everything, isn't there? Quiz is played by Kyle Gibson, who also played Ren's bastard boyfriend Gil on Even Stevens, and apparently was in 2 episodes of The Nightmare Room. But then again, who the hell wasn't on that show? She gets a vision that he'll get the scholarship, and deciding to use her job to her advantage, Raven says that he has to go to her house in order to get the scholarship, saying she's his good luck charm.
Okay, yeah, I don't get it. Why do I have to go to her?
No back and talking, child. Okay, this is what Denise Sitcom said.
Alright, this is really funny, but Raven, there are two ways this will go. Either he'll recognize you and realize you played him, or he won't, and that means he's a complete fucking idiot.
So what do you think of Miss Tallulah?
I think she's using her powers to manipulate a guy into liking her.
But using your powers to befriend a celebrity and then making her career crash and burn is A-okay. Well, we're about halfway through, guess we better start a subplot.
So, the kids are out. We have the house to ourselves. You know what that means.
Oh god, keep it G, keep it G. Thankfully, the pizza boy saves us from watching these two bang, but they both have no money.
Did you take credit cards?
Gee, let me check my shirt.
You're an insult to pizza delivery drivers everywhere. So they decide to take some of Corey's money. I think this is the episode that established his relationship with money that would eventually become his one personality trait. But then again, without that, we may have never gotten the greatest anime of all time. They find a safe, because of course he has a safe, but the room goes on lockdown. Hey, what did Victor say earlier?
No, he hasn't spent a dime of his birthday or Christmas money since he's been born.
Then how did he pay for all this? So yeah, that wasn't much of a subplot so much as a plot distraction. Back to Raven. Quiz comes over and gives her flowers like he did in the vision.
Oh, it's a nice dress you got there.
Oh, this old thing. Darling, I made it this morning.
Still not as good as Chelsea. No, not that Chelsea. My scene Chelsea. Unfortunately, Quiz has a girlfriend named Lisa.
Here, you guys might like these.
Oh, tickets to the jazz festival.
That's really sweet, but really sad. And I like that they don't portray Quiz as the bad guy, since he literally did nothing wrong. But yeah, I do feel bad for her, despite this being the first conversation she's had with him in person. But she still has a job to do, and after Chelsea and Eddie get fired from being too incompetent from the easiest job ever, Quiz calls back.
What's wrong, Quiz?
Okay, yeah. I didn't get to jazz camp. I was supposed to hear by now.
The mail is slow, child. No reason to get your horn out of tune.
That's why they call it snail mail Quiz. See, when a white person talks like that, it just feels wrong. Raven starts bad-mouthing the show, and Miss Cassandra comes back with a raise. And then a fight breaks out. Is no one gonna cut? And why the hell is this done 100% live? This would be a bigger live TV gone wrong story than the Super Bowl halftime show just a few months later. The fact that neither of these two went for the middle finger annoys me.
Okay, you know what? Hold up. I don't need this. I made more money waitressing.
How much money does waitressing pay? So Quiz gets the scholarship and hangs up.
Hank, I think you're out of business.
Are you kidding? You gave me a great idea. Female psychic gladiators. It's gonna be huge.
You're bad at things, sir, and... Wait a minute. You're Mr. Zellner, Rachel's boss from Friends. This is where he went after he fired her from Ralph Lauren? Anyway, so now they're all broke again, because women be shopping. And we get a funny little moment where she tries to steal from Corey.
They'll never learn.
This is a great episode. It's consistently funny, it takes full advantage of its premise, and I like the story. It is heartbreaking to see Raven not get with the boy, but in the end, it is entirely her fault. Quiz didn't know she existed, and he already has a girlfriend. He ends up getting everything he wanted, and thank God, since Raven's the main character, this could have been one of those stories that villainized the boy for daring to not be interested, but it isn't. Now to compare it to Unhappy Medium, both these episodes feature Raven using her psychic powers to try and get something, a boy and a celebrity friend. First difference, this episode is funnier. It's funnier because everyone feels like a real person and doesn't turn into a cartoon. That way, when wacky stuff does happen, like the fight, it's legit surprising and humorous. And two, this episode can still have a moment. I do feel sorry for her despite being in the wrong. I really like this episode, probably one of the better ones I've done for this series. And it shows that at its best, that So Raven really could be something special. But next time we head back to the Tipton to look at an episode of Sweet Life that hopefully doesn't turn Cody into a monster. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.
Uh-oh, I found a magazine.
I blame you, Victor. Retire at 12.
Gotcha.